Hi and welcome. So today I want to share with you more about cravings and 3 steps to moving past your cravings as an emotional eater. So welcome if you're new here. My name is Michelle. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist and emotional eating expert. And today I wanted to share with you more about cravings because this comes up a lot with clients and that was my experience too. I had a lot of cravings as an emotional eater, and it's a great way to see if you are emotionally eating as well. So emotional eating really is when we use food to cope with our emotions. And that sounds pretty simple, but sometimes it's a bit nuanced, especially when it comes to craving. So we know we're having more of an emotional eating episode when we are constantly craving the same food. We keep going towards it. The craving comes on pretty strongly, but I'm going to share with you a bit more about why this might be happening and how to kind of navigate it. So I also wanted to share with you what cravings could mean. So sometimes cravings, specific cravings for certain foods, they can help us see what kind of emotion is there or how we want to feel. And so it's a great way to become more aware of our cravings and what they're meaning. And then I'll share with you the 3 steps to sort of move through them. So cravings that come up for me personally in the past, I would crave a lot of cookies or cake or chocolate, and not so much salty, but more sweet. And so each kind of craving type has an emotion that goes along with it. So I'm going to share with you some of those. So if you find that you're craving sweet, you might want to feel happy. You want that. You want to feel comforted. Maybe you're rewarding yourself. If you are craving chocolate, you might need more love in your life, more self-love, because there's a compound in chocolate that is the same as love. Maybe if you're craving cheese or dairy products, what they do, they have compounds that interact with our brain and alter our mood. And so you might just need a change of state. If you are craving fat, you might be feeling empty or feeling loneliness, and you don't want to feel like that. You want to feel comforted. So fat actually creates a layer around us. If you think about it's almost like padding. It's like putting a fuzzy blanket around us and kind of comforting us. Salty or crunchy foods might mean you have anger or frustration or stress. So more the anger and frustration might be the crunchy foods. You want to crunch down. Salty foods are when you're stressed. We need those minerals in our body. If you're craving carbohydrates, you might need to be comforted more. You might need an energy boost. Spicy foods might mean you need more excitement in your life, or you want to feel excited. And then finally, coffee. It stimulates you and it's sort of an energy boost. And so these can, if you have certain cravings for these foods, it can give us an indication of what you might be needing or missing in your life. But if you just say, oh, I'm going to add more excitement into my life because I'm craving spicy foods, that's kind of a band-aid solution. There might be a nuance for you. And so I'm going to share with you more about how we can work through our cravings to see what's really at the root. Because for me, my goal is always to get to the root and resolve it at the root, so you don't ever have to keep working at it. And so as emotional eaters, what we do is we have these certain foods, or we crave them, or we're kind of, in a binge, and we're having certain foods because we want to change the way we're feeling. We want to cope. And our brains have created these patterns. They're so quick and smart that we might just automatically go towards the food without noticing the emotion underneath. So how do we work through these cravings? So I'm going to share with you 3 steps to work through the cravings to see what's really underneath it. And so the first step I'm going to say, and that I teach to all clients, is start noticing the difference between true and emotional hunger. And so every time a craving comes up, you want to look at, is it a true hunger? Is it physically in my body? Or is it an emotional hunger? And so I'm going to share with you a little bit about that, but I also have a free resource. If you want more details on the difference, you can download that and it'll be linked. So true hunger, physical hunger, is in your stomach. You probably notice it. You've eaten, it's been a few hours. The hunger comes on more slowly. It's in your stomach. It's growling. Whereas emotional hunger, it comes on very quickly. You need to have it right away. It's almost like hangry, and you need a specific food. And so as you're getting your cravings, if you're able to notice, is this an emotional hunger or a true hunger? You have two different paths to go down. So if you realize, oh, I am truly hungry, and you notice I keep getting this craving. I don't know why I always crave these foods, and they're always processed, but I am really hungry. You have to look at, the second step is looking at, how do you nourish yourself throughout the day? Are you nourishing yourself? Are you giving yourself enough food, or are you hungry? So that's the thing with diet culture, and that's what we're taught even to control our emotional eating, is to control, we're out of control with our hunger. So we need to eat a certain way, certain calories, cut out certain foods. And so what we do is we deplete ourselves. Our body's really in a restriction mode. We're cutting calories, we're cutting fats, we're cutting whatever it is. And so our body is really hungry. It's actually looking for nourishment. And we need to truly nourish our body, which means putting in the right foods, but also digesting, being strategic about our digestion. And I work through this with clients in my program, the Emotional Eating Evolution program, where we create the foundation of true nourishment and strategic digestion, because it's so important. We have to have this foundation set to really see where the cravings are coming from. Maybe you're not eating enough or giving your body the right, nutrients to support it. So it's craving, it's asking for more. So that is the second step. So if you realize it's a physical hunger, you have to look at, how well are you nourishing your body? Are you eating enough? Are you eating enough quality foods? Are you digesting it? So you nourish your body. And then if you notice you're still having emotional eating come up, even after you've been nourishing your body, then we go into looking at the emotion underneath the emotional eating. Because sometimes by shifting the way we nourish our body, we cut out some of the cravings. And so not every craving is emotional, but the emotional eating still comes up. And then we look at the emotion underneath. We want to have the foundation of really nourishing the body before we jump into processing the emotions. And so the next step, the third step, would be to process the emotions under the emotional eating, under the craving. So that, what I teach clients and what we do together are somatic meditations to get to the root of the craving. Why did you even start? Where is this emotional eating pattern coming from? We work through it, we process the emotion, we resolve it, and we really get to the root and see what the true need is. So the need is not food, there's a deeper need, and maybe it is excitement, but in a specific way for you. Let's say if you're craving spicy foods, whatever food you're craving, there's something underneath that is missing for you, but it's going to be specific for you. So when we do those meditations, you ask internally to see what is that thing and what is unresolved in you that you need to resolve. So let's say you realize that you are emotionally hungry. What happens is then you just go to step number 3 and you process through the emotions. And it's the same thing, trying to get to the root of it and what's going on emotionally for you under that craving. So you can see it's a little bit nuanced. And so in my program, the Emotional Eating Evolution program, we work through in a step-by-step process, truly nourishing we actually work through these steps, knowing when you're truly hungry versus emotionally hungry, truly nourishing the body, and then we work through the emotions under the emotional eating. There's other things we add in, like body acceptance and lifestyle, but for this, in terms of cravings, so that's the process we're looking at to make sure that we're getting to the root of that craving. So if this is something that's resonating with you and you need support in moving through your cravings and nourishing your body and knowing when you're truly hungry and really resolving those emotions with your emotional eating, then the Emotional Eating Evolution program is probably a really great fit for you. So I'd love to invite you to book in an emotional eating assessment call to see if the program can support you and if it is a good fit. And it really does kind of bridge the gap from where you're at to where you want to be and your goals. So that's there for you if you are looking for more support and a step-by-step plan. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And please be sure to like and subscribe and share if you found value in this. And I look forward to sharing more with you, and I hope you have a great day.